Garnacho has turned down yet another club in Bayern Munich. This is Napoli, this is Leverkusen, this is Bayern Munich, reportedly Tottenham, Villa, and it's so annoying because Chelsea have been trying to get him on the cheap and he keeps rejecting everybody else. But Manchester United continue to stay firm and they say to Chelsea, you're going to have to pay up. Look at what you sold Madueke for. Look at what you bought Gittins for. You're going to have to pay up. And it looks like Chelsea are finally about to pay up as United are standing firm on that price. And Romano confirms, here we go, is very soon. 50 million is the price. Man United standing firm on it. And this price tag basically could give Manchester United the money for their next move. Reports are coming out that once the Garnacho sale or some sales happen, Manchester United will make their next move. They want to make more signings. We're going to talk about that. So this sale could be big in funding the next signing. But we also have updates on Anthony, the latest on his exit as well. Some developments there, some offers coming in from Betis. We will talk about Sancho, the midfield plans, Agome, and more. So, hello, and welcome back to Alice Talks Football, and welcome back to your 10-minute Manchester United news, transfer news, and update roundup show where we're going to round up all the latest Manchester United news into 10 minutes for you guys. Feel free to hit that like button and you're more than welcome to subscribe if you're new. So let's dive into what Romano had to say. Garnacho turned down an approach from Bayern Munich in the last 48 hours. And it's so annoying because he wants Chelsea, he wants to stay in the Premier League, he's set on Chelsea, but if Bayern was there, if he hadn't turned everyone down but Chelsea, we could have this bidding war, and I honestly think in this current market, we'd be looking at like 60 million for him if there was a bidding war, despite the fact that he's made it clear he wants to go, because if Gittins is 55 million, then Garnacho is the better player with Premier experience, and you're buying him from a rival. Garnacho should be 65 million. Now, I'm not saying that Garnacho is a 65 million player, but in this market, when you look at the fact that only Lamine Yamal and Desiree do have more goals than him, but we're at the point where we just want 50 million for Garnacho. We're fed up. 30 million is a joke. 50 million is the least amount we'll take. Now, Romano said that it's advancing. United have an excellent relationship with... there's an excellent relationship between Barada and the Chelsea hierarchy, and Romano keeps saying it's advancing. Now, it's annoying that he's turning down Bayern. It's annoying that we have another update which isn't it's done. We keep getting loads of updates saying it's advancing, but Romano has said his biggest thing yet. He said the expectation is for a here we go soon. There's a feeling that this deal could be done very, very soon. Gittins looked incredibly raw. Chelsea need a left winger. Manchester United are making it clear they're not budging on the price tag. Because at the end of the day, Garnacho keeps turning everyone down saying he just wants Chelsea. But it's a World Cup year. There's reports actually coming out today about Garnacho. He's obviously been dropped from the Argentina squad. He's not in it for the just the friendlies. But there's reports coming out today that his chance at the World Cup is at risk and he's not that highly rated in Argentina. Garnacho wants to go to the World Cup. And Man United will say to Garnacho on deadline day, if Chelsea don't bid up, you're going to stay in the reserves, you're not going to play, and your chances of going to the World Cup is difficult. So you better tell Bayern you're back interested. You better tell that club you're back interested. Because I tell you what, if all of a sudden Garnacho opened the doors to 2 or 3 clubs, Chelsea, who are trying to get him for 30 million, will start paying 50 million. United are in a position of strength here with Garnacho because we're in a position where we're literally going to tell Chelsea, if you don't give us 50 million, he's going to go into the reserves. It's a World Cup year. He wants the move. And Romano is saying, look, it's a here we go soon. So why am I confident United are going to get the price they want? Well, first of all, we can use the World Cup against Garnacho. His Argentinian place is at a huge risk. Also, the fact that Gittins is raw. Chelsea need that winger now. They drew that first game to Palace. But it's been made clear that United is standing firm and they're not budging. They're going to get that 50 million, and that 50 million is going to be big for our budget. Garnacho will only be allowed to leave if the price meets United's expectations. The club believes all evidence points to their valuation being entirely fair and accurate. Madueke, 52 million. Gittins, 55 million. Hutchinson, 38 million. Ouattara, 42 million. Ramsey, 40 million. Just to name a few. Manchester United's 50 million evaluation on Garnacho is more than fair. Garnacho, we are rivals to Chelsea. Dortmund aren't. Garnacho shouldn't be going for less than Gittins. He shouldn't be going for less than Madueke. He's younger and better. But he is because he's fallen out of Amorim and the relationship is toxic. So Chelsea have already got a 10 million discount from 60 to 50 million because of the toxic relationship. Chelsea are trying to get a further discount. But Manchester United are making it clear He's not going for lower than this valuation. This valuation is fair. And now Chelsea are advancing. Now the here we go is soon. I think Chelsea have accepted they're just going to have to pay up. They've got advancements on their Nkunku exit. They've got advancements on their exits. They've made a fair bit of money on exits. Chelsea got 44 million for João Felix. They're just going to have to pay up. So why is this news big? Why is this exit news around Garnacho quite big news? Well, again, from the Mail Sport, they also mentioned this via Simon Jones. First thing I mentioned is that Newcastle understood to approach Man United about a possible move for Højlund, but the idea has been dismissed. There was also rumours of Fulham interested in Højlund, but it is AC Milan and Napoli. AC Milan the most advanced. Højlund hasn't made a decision, but is leaning towards leaving Man United because he's very clearly not wanted. United still want a midfielder, but priority is sales at this stage. Now, I think that's quite big and significant news because there's a few reports saying, well, now we can't get Baleba. Are we still going to go for a midfielder? Now we can't get Baleba. And despite not being able to get Baleba, we still want a midfielder. We may need some sales to do that, but it's very clear we still want a midfielder and we still plan to sign a midfielder, which is good news in there. We've also got further updates coming out from Mike Keegan, another person that works with the Daily Mail, saying that Manchester United are seeking to strengthen their squad, but only likely to do so if they complete more sales. So this Garnacho exit is big because that's probably going to fund our next move. We want to make more sales and the Garnacho sale. So we want to make more signings, but we need sales to do that. And the Garnacho sale is set to fund our next signing. And it looks like United is staying firm on the give us 50 million for Garnacho, which will give us significant funds to do what we want in the market. Now, there is a small part of me not giving up on Carlos Baleba. I want Carlos Baleba. I desperately want Baleba. If we can't get Baleba, I'd look at Agome. I'd look at Xavi Guerra. I'd look at Kamara. But they're all a big drop-off on Baleba. I like all three of the players I just named, but they all are a big drop-off on Baleba. Now, I like Agome. He's not as good as Baleba, in my opinion, if we're talking like pace. But I like Agome. I think he's a good alternative. And if we can't get Baleba and we need to get someone for under 30 million, I'd probably look at Agome. There's now reports coming out that Lucien Agome is one of the options Ineos has for midfield. There have been initial talks with his entourage. I found this via MUFC MPP2 on X. Tweeted the following tweet that Lucien Agome is one of the options Ineos has for midfield. There are already initial talks with his entourage. I'm not aware of the source. MUFC MPP2 on X. Go give them a follow. Found this information that Agome is one of the options Ineos has for midfield. There's a lot of reports coming out in Spain, in and around Seville, that we're scouting Agome. He's one of the options we have. Whether it's a game to see if Brighton open up discussions for Baleba, I don't think it is. I think Brighton are very clear they're not going to sell him, so they're not interested in games. Whether he is an alternative, whether we're looking at him but still hoping to get Baleba, who knows? The chances of getting Baleba is slim. We've been linked a lot to Agome today, but nothing from credible English reporters, nothing from Romano, nothing from Ornstein. The many suggestions is Ruben Amorim and Ineos really want the midfielder. There's a feeling that they won't go and waste money on a midfielder. They're only going to get a midfielder if they feel he's good enough, which could lead to us missing out on a midfielder this summer with a plan of going for Baleba next summer. But I still think we need to go and get a midfielder this summer. Talking on further outs that could help fund some business, Give Me Sports said that Manchester United are becoming fearful that Sancho will choose to run down his contract instead of agreeing to leave on a permanent basis. Are we shocked? No. Man United worry they're not going to make any money out of Sancho. He's going to run down his contract. They're going to pay some of his wages to send him out on loan, and he's going to go on a free. Of course he's going to go on a free because then he gets a big signing on bonus. He keeps his wages for another year. He likes money more than football. He likes the lifestyle of being a footballer more than football, because if he truly liked and cared about football, he would have gone to Roma or he would have gone to Chelsea. And look, yes, it's our fault for giving him those wages. He knows he's not going to get those wages elsewhere. But to play under Gasperini, to play in Rome in a league that suits you, under a manager that, look what he did to Lookman. You look at what Gasperini has done. You look at the league, the system, getting away from the English press, the talent that Sancho has at 25 years of age. He'd still be on good money at Roma, not the money he's on at Man United. And I just thought with a World Cup year coming up, Rashford took a wage cut. Anthony's actually willing to take a 25% wage cut to move to Betis, but Betis need to bid up themselves. I'm quite surprised that Sancho just keeps turning everyone down. I think he wants to run down his contract. Now, talking of Anthony, reports have actually come out about two offers. Real Betis have proposed either a loan or a joint ownership deal worth around 20 million for Anthony. Joint ownership would mean Man United keeping a percentage of the player in future. So we're getting basically a bid for Anthony worth half what we want for him, saying that we can own the other half of him from Betis, and we're getting loans. Now, if it's a loan with an obligation to buy and no clause where Betis can pay us a certain money to get out of the loan, I'd just do a loan if it's an obligation to buy. It's annoying Betis have deliberately dragged this to the end of the window and deliberately told Anthony to reject everyone but Betis, so they know they can get him cheap at the end of the window. It's frustrating that they're doing that. It's annoying that Anthony just didn't want to go to Saudi, but at the same time, I respect Anthony. He did well at Betis. He's willing to take a wage cut to go to Betis. He's doing what's best for his career, not the money. He is, he has offers from Saudi and elsewhere, but he's focused on Betis. It's annoying for us because it puts us in a weaker position to get money for Anthony, but I'm not going to blame Anthony. He's willing to take a wage cut to facilitate the move. We're waiting on Betis. Rashford was willing to take a wage cut to facilitate this move. Malassi would like to go. It's a bit different to the Sancho situation, but there is talk of Betis lining 2 offers up. Anyway, people, that is your 10-minute roundup. I hope you did enjoy watching today's video. Of course, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.